So behind me in this beautiful Victorian building is a couple of rare 19th century Marshall steam engines. Today we're at the Walthamstow Pumphouse. So they have a couple of original 1968 Victoria line tube carriages. They've got the fire engine museum, and of course the main exhibit here is obviously the Marshall steam engines. So join me as I take you around Walthamstow Pumphouse. Upon entering the museum, you may think this is a traction engine or some kind of locomotive. This is in fact a Marshall locomotive type boiler, to be precise. Marshalls developed the cylindrical multi-tube boiler in 1920, available as a fixed and portable version. This particular model was manufactured by Marshall's Sons & Co of Gainsborough, Lincolnshire. There are 83 tubes in this boiler, providing a total heating area of 51.7 square miles. Round the back you will find the firebox where the fuel is burned, creating the heat that travels through the tubes, which heats up the water and creates steam. The main function of these boilers would have been to provide heating and hot water for places such as hospitals or heating at greenhouses on Lee Valley. Yeah, so also while you're here guys, they do have this fire engine museum as well. It has all artefacts about the local area and the firefighting service of Walthamstow and London in general. And they've got this incredible collection of miniatures at the back here. Look at these. Absolutely loads of them. Absolutely huge collection. Anyone who likes their firefighting collectibles or memorabilia, definitely recommend coming here. Absolutely incredible. So behind me is a Dennis fire engine, built in 1979. Now what is so significant about this Dennis fire engine is that it's appeared on TV more times than you probably realise. So it was famously in London's Burning on ITV. It's also appeared in Casualty, it's appeared in episodes of The Bill, and it's even appeared in EastEnders. So this is quite an iconic fire engine. Nestled amongst this impressive firefighting collection were these brilliant little stationary units that the firefighting service would have had to have used. Stationary engines probably were key to obviously the early days of the firefighting, as well as this wartime Dennis trailer pump from 1941 that, funny enough, was found and rescued from Ashford Works. So yeah, while you're here at the Waltham Pumphouse as well, you also do have a couple of 1968 Victoria line tube stocks here. Now, this one in particular is actually sometimes used for filming locations for certain films, so you probably would have seen it on TV shows and films in the past. Now, they use this sometimes if obviously the companies can't get a license from TfL, and obviously there are actually a few superficial things inside which you wouldn't normally see inside these kind of stocks. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll take you in the cab of one of these now. So yeah, we'll step inside this. So obviously these would have run on the Victoria line. And yeah, we're now inside the cab of the tube stop. Yeah, you've got all the controls here. See, this is the control that they would have used. You've got the start ignition there. I believe that's the dead man's button, I believe. Yeah, it's really, really cool in here. Considering obviously it's free to get into this museum as well. Really, really worth a visit. Obviously you can see what it would be like to drive a bit of 1968 tube stock. Yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate with this particular tube carriage today, because normally you can get inside it, but unfortunately the lady was saying that apparently the compressors are completely frozen today, which I think is all due to the weather. So at this current moment in time, I'm not going to be able to take you inside. Of course, obviously you can still peek through the window. Obviously you can see what it looks like inside. So that's like the old maquette that you used to get on these old tube stocks before then it was upgraded. Really, really nice. Also as well, inside this 1968 tube stock, they do actually do the Super Club tube, where you can dine on the museum's tube train Thursday, Friday and Saturday every week. So over here, guys, is the engine shed. So this is home to all their stationary engines. Obviously these are the workhorses of the day. Different type of water pumps, generators and tools such as grindstones. There are so many here. You've got listers, Wolsleys, but of course obviously they're mainly listers. There's some impressive collection. Now guys, we'll enter the Pumphouse Museum. So we've got all various stationary engines in it. All various different bits, machinery and equipment that would have been used for the pump house. So yeah, this is Waltham Pumphouse. So the pump house buildings were actually built in 1885, and it was actually due to the fact in low-lying districts it was to raise sewage before it could flow down through the sewers under gravity. and initially they then decided that they would need the steam engines as well, obviously to then power the pump house and aid obviously in the sewage disposal. And you know, it's an incredible Victorian building in here, absolutely fascinating. So you've got all these bits of equipment in here, all various stationary engines. And of course, obviously, you do have the Marshall steam engines, which they do power up at 12 and 2 o'clock each day. So we are going to be here for the 2 o'clock one, and we'll see one of these Marshall steam engines in action. So any of you original model series fans from the Thomas series find this quite funny, that this motor was actually made by the Metropolitan Vickers Manchester company, which started in 1899. And obviously if anyone remembers the original Thomas series, you'll know exactly what episode and moment I'm talking about.
This engine is a Metropolitan Vickers diesel electric Type 2.
So yeah, like I say, it's an absolutely incredible Victorian building. Like I say, they're going to turn on one of the Marshall steam engines at 2 o'clock, so I'm definitely going to be here for that. So obviously I'll show you it in action. But first of all, they do actually have a model railway exhibition here, so I'm just going to take you around the model railway. So the model railway is still currently undergoing development, but as you see, some of the track is still in operation. The model railway layout roughly depicts the Chingford to Liverpool Street line at various points from the steam era. When eventually completed, it will offer an exciting and interactive way to learn from railways operated in the past, but for now you can still enjoy a few of the railways and the trains in operation.
Put 3 trains at once. The only issue is we've got controller there and controller here. Yeah, like 2 controlling engines. But also you can see that little one, or then this one. If you like sitting there or like there, then you can easily see what. Well, there's a green one that was on last time, but I did that for the main line, but that was a bit
Oh, the Arsenal? Yeah. That one's going in first soon. We need a stronger engine to show it.
We have
So these 2-cylinder, double-acting horizontal steam engines were built as a left-hand and right-hand pair by Marshalls of Gainsborough and supplied to the pump house in 1896. There is a common central flywheel, but normally only one engine would have been connected at a time. The other would be on standby or have maintenance work done. They were changed over every fortnight in the middle of the night when the sewage flow rate was at a minimum. The flywheel drove another large pulley on the overhead line shaft by a wide flat belt. This shaft passes through the whole building, and other pulleys on the shaft drove belts connected to the pumps, which were located in a pit at the other end of this bay. This system replaced the earlier 1885 system of 2 Hayward Tyler steam pumps located in a pit in the adjoining bay, partly restored. And even if you're not into your steam engines or your stationary engines, I still highly recommend you come and visit Walthamstow Pumphouse. The low hall pump house is grade 2 listed, the building is Victorian, and you know, just this sewage pumping station, like I say, it's Victorian, it's built in 1885. Even if you're not into your steam engines or your stationary engines, I think you can come and just appreciate the architecture. So yeah guys, that's been my trip here to the Walthamstow Pumphouse and Steam Museum. Really hope you've enjoyed that. Like I say, the Fire Engine Museum, you've got the tube carriages, 1968 Victoria line, and of course obviously those two amazing steam engines. Really highly recommend you come here. It's free to get into. They fire up the engines every Sunday. Yeah, other than that, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.